I know I promised an actual proper video. This is the best I can do. I feel particularly energetic at 10:40, 50 at night. I spent at least the last 3 hours working on a final project paper for a master's course, and I'm almost done, and it's awesome. And I got a beer here, and I have a computer, and it's a great computer. It's let me tell you how great it is. It's a Pentium 233 MMX. It looks like this. It actually says like 586 there and stuff like that. CD rewriter. Is it rewritable? Rewritable. DVD-ROM. Zip 250 and a Sony branded floppy. What makes this special is nothing really. It's an amalgamation of a dream I had / a computer that was very similar to this when I was 18, something like that, 19. So yeah, there's a bunch of mixed up tech in here, but it's a fun machine, except for two things. One, this CPU fan is not a CPU fan. It's one of those server fans that spin at like 11,000 RPM, and it's incredibly loud. It's a 12-volt fan, and actually, before I go into what's happening here, you see another fan here. This cools the 15,000 RPM SCSI drive, which I believe might be showing signs of it's going to be retiring soon. So I've added a cooler here, and this is the CPU cooler. And then there's another, see this little notch here, right there? There's another 120 millimeter case fan that has a hole in the case. The case is upstairs, just trust me. And this sucks out all of that. So this one pulls air out, this one pulls air out. So it's actually, instead of pushing air into the CPU, it's pulling it out. Same thing here, and then that main 120 mil blows the whole thing out. The problem with that is the original AT power supply, original to the case, is pushing air out that way. So we were getting like suction from every. So what I want to do is turn the fan around on this so that it pushes air in to the case. Then it flows through this excellently cable managed. This is the best cable management you've ever seen. I mean, around the CPU it's fine, and then blows that out. And yes, I did have to have a hole in the fan because if you're running this with the case cover on, it's still super loud, mostly because of the fan, but it gets really hot in here. And the hard drive one time just went click, and I'm like, oh shit! So I unplugged it real quick and decided, all right, time to take drastic action. So I know I'm on borrowed time with this guy, but let's give him a nice retirement. Also, whatever replaces this is going to still need cooling. So on the agenda for tonight is, so I got another ATX power supply, brand new. It's a Seasonic, which if you have seen, you know what, I'm going to bring that over here for comparisons purposes. This is a 386 case that the last video I worked on. This is going to get ready to go soon. I'm almost ready with this. I've got all my CPUs except one. Anyways, that's enough about that. Basically, Seasonic from 1991, Seasonic from 2021. So 30 years of Seasonic. Awesome. Apparently they're really good. I also have one in my editing rig. I don't know, it's heavy. We're going to open it up because what I'm pretty sure is happening here is this is pushing air out this way. So the first thing we're going to do is open it up, test it to see if it works. If it doesn't work, I got it on a clearance special. It should be fine, but again, if it doesn't work, then have a good night. We'll stop the video right there. So I have my AT to ATX. I have a million, like this is not going to help with data, well, not data, cable management. This is a ridiculous. Like, look at this. What even is all this stuff? And also, there's nothing wrong with the AT power supply per se. I also just need it for another 486 build because the one that was in there for 20 years just gave me the finger. Nice and heavy, but I don't know where the bulk of the weight is coming from. The cables Ooh, it doesn't have. Oh, look at that. There's a problem already. I hope that's just discoloration. Yeah. All right, let me just bring that up to the camera. Yeah, there's no like what are they doing? Retention rings or something like that. I'm not even sure what that's called. I do, but I forget. Usually a piece of plastic goes there to not have these cables pinch or break. Anyways, it seems pretty hefty. We're gonna open it up anyway. Before we even do that, look at all this. Where am I going to stash all that in that tiny case? All right, awesome. So, I think this comes off. Yes, it does. Good. Soldering iron is on in the corner. We're going to need that where we're going. What's going on here? Okay. All right. Power cable. No, that's VGA. We're going to give it a load. I mean, if the fan pulls, there's no need to open it, but I have a feeling we're going to have to open it. Just some random tester. What is this? Some compact spare, 80 gigs or something. Not even sure. It doesn't matter. I'm sure it works. All right, so there's that. There's that. And then there's going to be switching this to 1 and then shorting these. Yes, and it is definitely pushing air out, but it seems like a ramping fan. So that's, or at least there's that. So yeah, this is going to have to get opened. So let's do that real quick and turn the direction of the fan around. Any warranty seals? None, really. Okay. Wow, that looks. I mean, I don't know too much about power supplies. I'll be the first to admit that. But this one seems pretty full of stuff. And that's good because. Oh, I didn't keep the old one I had. I bought one off for $20 off Kijiji. And it had, honestly, a tenth of this stuff. It was a PCB with a tiny transformer like that one there. The best thing you do after unplugging the power supply from the mains is poke around there with a metal screwdriver. I recommend it. So that is a transformer. Anyways, there's another one there. And I see that there are a lot of regulators, voltage regulators here. And I see that every slot that's drawn on the PCB, still screened in, is populated. So again, I don't know too much about what's going on in this. I fixed these things pretty much just by replacing. Oh, there's 2 missing? No, there isn't anything missing. Anyways, again, I'm not an expert. I know some things. But I can tell you that this one is populated with things, which is nice, I suppose. Move this hardware out here. I need to clean this up. There's like no room here anywhere. Massive heat sinks. You know, it's got a nice. Oh, you know what? Maybe it doesn't need a cable relief. It doesn't need that because this is neatly, like the metal's tucked in on itself, like like a car's fender. You know where all the rust starts on your F-150, and then just rots away your, the wheel arches of your fender bed, whatever you call that. Yeah, it's done like that here. So there is some kind of strain relief on it. So let's go ahead and reverse the fan. Yeah, these were $20, and there was like one in Hamilton, one in Brampton, one in, I think was there one in Barrie? No, who did I sent my dad to get this one. And I was on my way to Hamilton, and oh no, it won't go well with let's see. Yeah, so that's how it was, and I need it to be. Anyways, yeah, so these are just like all sold out, and I don't know why they were on clearance. Anyways, they're not really going into anything mission critical, so I think there should be an indicator. Yes, so airflow, this, yes, so now it's going to take air and put it, let's be semi-civilized about that. Or just go full savage. No, we'll do that. Wires, whatever. No, actually, I can at least Neanderthal this. Okay, yep, perfect. Good, so that wasn't, tempted to keep this. I mean, how much airflow does this obstruct? So, yeah, that's fine. So now the good thing, instead of taking all these relatively clean air from inside the PC and directing it outwards, it's going to just take the craptastic air from the outside and just shoot it all over these components, which is exactly what you want. That's the pro way to go. Right. And we'll do a quick test. And without touching anything too much up, I'll do this. Okay, good. I like that there's a PCB back there with really thick leads, or traces, I should say. Okay, so that is on. We need that hard drive. And since we're already doing this, I know this is a brand new power supply, and the hard drive did turn on and do things, but let's measure the voltage on the rail because accuracy. Oh, a bit of this. It's very refreshing after sitting in that chair for 8 hours of work and 4 hours of additional work. Yeah, I'm just, wait to be done with this. Okay, and we're going to plug it in. And is on. It is. Yeah, pulling air through. Good. And we are on DC volts. We're going to measure 5 volts. We've got 5.03. That's very nice. And we are going to measure 12 volts. 12.3. Okay. Very quiet this thing. Very nice. I'm tempted to hack half this stuff off. I mean, I might do it. I mean, this power supply is kind of overkill. SS400 ES. It looks really nice. I really like this. It's so much better than the crap I use. I mean, the no, this is a nice one. 360 watts, 400 watts. That is more than enough for a Pentium from 1997. Okay, I'm gonna just take this apart like that, and it's just like Bi-directional. Oh, 2018. Cool. So July 20. No, 5th is May. May 28th. It's almost May. That's 3 years ago. So I wonder why these didn't sell. Well, maybe there's some defect I'll find out about later when Classic Computer explodes. But for the time being, 20 Canadian dollars. Well, I wouldn't say well spent yet, but spent anyways. Yeah, we'll go with that. $20 spent. But the inner critic, the inner power supply critic says it's got a lot of stuff in it, and the stuff is populated with other things, and the wattage is good, and so is the voltage. So yeah, next step is to take apart the old one and just try to figure out what we're going to do with this just giant, massive cable. Does it even have a floppy Molex? Okay. Yes, it does. Okay, so we're probably going to need a bunch of these, actually. That's for the mother. Actually, is the motherboard ATX? I didn't even check that. It might be one of those combo boards. It's an A open. Towards the end, I don't know. I don't think it's a socket Super 7, but it supports 83 megahertz clock chip configurations. So, anyways, we'll find out in a minute. Yeah, so thanks to my dad for picking this up. And thanks to the professor who gave me this thing years ago. So first thing we're going to do is unplug all the peripherals. Come on. B8. You know what? This one's going to too. And the other thing I have to remind myself to do, which is one of the reasons the soldering iron is on, is to put this ridiculous CPU fan. All right, here we go. Here's some of my previous work. Will this previous work be importable to the new power supply? No. Nice. It's it's hardwired into this. Great. Yes, the proper answer would be, if your case is this stuffed with things, get a bigger case. However, have you A, looked at AT prices for cases anytime in the last, I'd say, a couple years? And B, I mean, this case is just, it's pretty awesome. Why do you need a DVD-ROM and a burner? Do you burn CDs? Of course not. I just like to have something in every slot. That's the... I could probably remove that, actually, because it doesn't really work with this system. No, what is it? I can't boot from it. Yeah, I can't, because it's SCSI. Yeah, well, if there's no connection for it, I'm okay. So, let's look inside this pile of wires here and see if there is an ATX connector on this motherboard. There is presumably not. No such luck. Okay, then. Well, in that case, let's go ahead with the removal of this. Okay. This one, so much lighter by comparison. Wow. Anyways, that's going into my 486 now. This is annoying. where do I cut this? What do I need? I need that. I need that. Can floppy drive? Oh, wait. Oh, hang on a second. Well, look at, are you guys seeing this? Nice. That's it's electrical tape. So all I have to do with this is to connect this one to the 5-volt rail. Nothing, wow. And it's also, wow, modular. Okay, that's actually amazing. I don't have to cut up the power supply. I mean, I do, but not as much, which is nice. Here's where I have to cut it up. The front LED display. So you know what I'm going to do, because the other computer also needs this. I'm going to just not be a bastard and leave a little bit of it on there. Okay. I'm going to instead connect this to the reworked all this thing that I've done. The other thing, with it being an AT power supply, is that I have to keep the switch. Oh, I'm going to have to convert the switch too. Fun. All right. Which naturally means taking the faceplate off. Okay, and I'll explain to you why I'm doing this. And I should have an AT switch here somewhere. Here it is. Okay. Well, I need to salvage this. Oh, and this one is already converted for AT use. All right, basically, everything's just falling into place. I didn't script any of this, clearly. So a normal ATX AT power supply switch. Push it in, and it turns on. There's a little cam in there that goes on a shaft that keeps this spring from returning until you push it back into its place. This one is a converted one where I've just taken that little bit out. And that's how ATX works. ATX just is a signal click and it goes. So the fact that I have this already here, it means I don't actually have to mutilate this power supply too much. But I have to get to it. And this is, anybody from the 90s might recall, getting into these. I mean, you'd never have to do this in the 90s. Yeah, actually you would if the switch ever broke. But the switches are made out of just, I don't know, good parts, I suppose. But yeah, it's annoying because you have to take the front of the case off, and I mean, really, only the OEM does this when they first put it together. Oh, it is rusty. Oh yeah, I knew that. I have some Civic paint left over, but that hasn't gotten worse over time, so I don't really care. Oh man, one of the screws are, where are they? It's behind the mother, oh come on. Is it really behind that? That is annoying. I have to pull the motherboard out to get to this? What if I don't? What if I just try to sneak this? Where is the screw? In case you're wondering what I'm doing, there is a screw back here. And it's in there. You know what? I'm going to do this. I'm going to just bend this panel back a bit. Just bend that back. Let's see if... a spot for that. Oh, come on, man. Come on. Oh, it's kind of working. Oh, well, okay. Let me show you what I did. Basically, the screw in the here is behind this metal plate that I had to just basically bend out to get to. Yeah, working on old computers. Fun times. But once that gets out, and you use like a weird angle to pull it out, whatever, we'll get it in a minute. And then this just comes off. And then you pull this switch out. Oh, it's tight. Probably because I'm doing that. Okay. All right, so now that that's out, there's a few other steps that are involved in this. And I guess one of them will be really taking out the... Oh no, that won't help anyways. This switch has to get out somehow. So if you put it there, yeah, like this. Just gently to not scratch up the motherboard. It gets taken out around the RAM, maybe. On a good day, we'll see. Just move these ID cables out of the way. Ah, okay. Good. Okay, it's free. We're going to set this aside for just a second. Now the super fun part. Actually, this part isn't so bad. Actually, this isn't too bad in terms of weight. Right. So really, really limited. That's, I mean, what do you have here? This would not be able to power it. Hence my little adaptation there. But it's just comical in the comparison of the amount of cables that come out of this. I mean, this is ridiculous. I mean, why and how are there so many? Well, progress, I suppose. Okay. So the most important part from one of these is this bracket. So just to be, before I put this all together, I'm going to make sure that this is actually momentarily open switch. My voltmeter is here. I'm going to go with ohms. All right. And just randomly open up one of these. Okay, good. I must have pre-made that switch for something. Video way back when. All right, anyway, so this plate has to now come off. And the old school AT switches, power supplies, they brought the full 120 volts right to the switch. So these are mains wires. But the new one, the ATX, just had a little sense to ground when you triggered it by a tiny little switch. I mean, this switch is super overkill, but it'll do the job. I just gotta get that. And the good thing about this now is that I can use. I think I can use. I might just solder this directly. So that's ready to go. This one is ready for installation in another machine. And this one comes with these two wires. That's your ATX lead trick to connect it to ground. Basically just these two together, and that has to be connected to here. Now the slight problem I have is I have a bunch of wiring for cars, but it's in the garage, and I don't really feel like going there. So instead of that, there's some wire. There's two ways I can go about this. You know what? Both of them are going to require soldering, so I'm just thinking if I unplug this, so this stays in the computer, so this doesn't matter if it's modular. Okay, we're going to just do it this way. And since this is a two-pole switch, it doesn't really matter which side you pick, as long as you get one that's normally open. Actually, you know what? No, that's fine. That'll work. Probably needs to be about that long. something like that. All right, before I heat shrink it, let's do another continuity test. Very good. Very nice. Something a little bit thicker. Green might work. All right, that looks decent. What I want to do is get carbon all over that. It's pro side of the professional install. That's how it's done. Okay, let's make room for the case. This triumphant return to the table. Get fitted. And switch. Of course, because all the front panel doodads are going through here, it's going to actually be easier because now we have. Actually, just do this. Twist it up real nice. I don't think it's going to need to be this long, so we'll leave it there. Huh? Oh, okay, that's kind of weird. Okay, there it is. Okay, that's the new ATX style switch. A lot easier to route. Ah, shit! What did I lose? Oh, the reset button. Alright, get back in there, you. Nice. Okay, turbo's in. Ooh, this ain't good. I think. That one here. Yes, it did. Alright. Well, I hope that. What was that from? The battery? Ah! That was the thing that remembers what the speed was on it. Right. I'm going to have to redo that. The switch's orientation is a bit strange. But okay. Why is it in there like that? Alright. Black to black. Oh, come on, this motherboard. Ah, okay. What did I input? Floppy? Judging by the fact that every other cable is pointing pin 1 out to the left, I'm going to just assume the floppy is the same. Okay, so that goes to the power supply. This goes to this switch. Wait, what did I just do? It has to be constantly grounded. This is an actual AT switch. No. Well, okay, I gotta use this one. Alright, you know what? I'm getting tired. What we're gonna do is pretend that that was mounted in there. I realize now what that switch was for. Yeah, okay. That is for the opposite way. If you're using, oh shit, I could just do that. If you're using, wait, this still doesn't make sense. Why did I make the switch? Because you need to maintain ground. Okay, yes, I understand now. Okay, so So I put the opposite type of switch in because I didn't bolt anything down yet. What it means is if you're running an AT power supply. Wait, hang on, let me get my bearings straight. If you are running an ATX motherboard in an AT case, then you would use this other method. Because you just need the push button on. I think. I don't know. I'm so confused. But what's going to happen now is this is going to ground. I mean, either way, the switch had to be replaced. Just now I have to do the job twice. Or 1.25 times, I suppose. Okay. So once I turn this on, I should get a video signal. Yeah, that's right, because this has to maintain the ground signal. Okay. All right, well, have a look. The computer is alive. Just it's going to need a bit more surgery. First surgery is going to be like here. First surgery. You know what? Let's just do the switch. Can that reach there without any strain? I think I might be able to pull this off. Need another type of screwdriver. All right. Having said that, let's address the fan. So the fan is connected to the 12-volt rail. Here, and it needs to be connected to the 5-volt rail. So I wonder if I peel some of this back. I have some. And I eventually get. Alright. I think the yellow is going to be the last. Oh, damn it. I'll have to redo all this too. Yes, the yellow one was the first one I started off with whenever I did this power wire extension. Decent wrapping, I must say. So I'm going to have to extend is that right? Which one am I cutting? This one. Okay. And that extends to here. We should at least have the 5-volt part sorted out. And I'd also like to put the right switch in. Yeah, that's what we'll do. We'll just go easy on it. All right, now we're soldering this up now. So another thing, what you want to do is solder directly over the motherboard, so that if there's any kind of fallout, if you glob this on too much, it just goes right into the motherboard, and then you got to find out where it went. That's a pro tip again. I recommend that. All right, heat shrink tubing. Some tiny stuff left. Nice. I don't even think I need to activate this with the heat. It's basically been strung over. Okay, well, we'll do a bit. Okay. Again, carbonize the shit out of it. Great look. All right, so what we're gonna do, this one will, well, it is actually the correct length, which is awesome. Wow, okay. Another thing I realized when I was pulling this all apart is that, in fact, red was the first one. Yellow is 12 volts. So if I connect this to here, I'm going to be left with the same problem. So I'm going to connect it to the red one. I needed new electrical tape anyways. So, also I don't like blue. Yeah, that's a good excuse. Okay. Use your teeth, best method. So, I wonder if you do one of these live streams and you have like copyrighted music on your radio, I wonder what will happen. Because I got Beck. I don't even know what song it is. So I wonder if he drives a stock car in neutral. The loser. That's what yeah, nice thing in my head. Huh. Foreshadowing of what I just did here. Nice. So, confirming that red is 5 volts and an AT class system, ATX as well. And yellow is 12 volts. Good. That should shut the hell up the fan. I don't know if that's proper English, but what I mean is the volume of the fan should now be half as loud, which makes this computer usable. Because the way that I have it set up on my desk is I'm basically right beside this area. My ear is right there. So I'm trying to play Heroes of Might and Magic 2 on this lovely 233 MMX system. And all I get is 10,000 RPM CPU cooling sounds. Why do I even have a fan like this on here? That's a good question. There's two answers for that. The first answer is I don't have proper fans for these. They're kind of hard to come by. The second answer is I do plan on at some point overclocking this thing quite a bit. So I would like to be prepared for that eventuality. And I think it looks better with the blue electrical tape. It is what it is. Okay, so recap. This fan is connected to 12 volts. This now is connected to 5. Let's get a power supply back over here. Reconnect this giant mess of wires. The MMX goes in. This is the crappiest MMX. Look at, they're kind of all over the place. They're like derping all around. No, that's the orientation. That's correct. All right. So these are the wrong ones. Where are the right ones? Here. Okay, cool. Oh wow! I can hear it. I mean, I can't hear it. I can hear, well, the fan because nothing else is plugged in. But that is a marked sound difference. That is way better than what it was, and like the airflow still feels good. You know, I mean, I guess if I was smart about it, I could put a switch in the back, double pole, double throw switch that turns off the 5-volt circuit and turns on the 12-volt circuit. But I mean, for all intents and purposes, this is still a good amount of airflow. See, I don't know if I'm feeling the airflow coming off the 15,000 RPM SCSI drive cooler, or no, there's a good amount of airflow here coming upwards. This is great. This is great. This is going to make my system usable to the point where I can use it in the same room as my wife when she's studying, and she won't be like, "Oh my!" And she's right. This thing is. And I mean, rewatch the start of the video when I first turned it on. When it stops being a stream. All right. So the second mistake that I want to address is now the switch that I put in first. So let's clean this up. Get this out of here. And then it's going to be, what do I do with this? What do I like? Just how do I? What is this? I mean, I think this is going to be a power supply that's only for this system. So I'm going to just pretty much cut off like this. Like, I don't need this. What else don't I need here? I don't need this. I don't need. Let me fix the switch first. Then I'm going to get cut happy with this. Okay. Back to the switch. Okay, so I'm now going to keep this for probably the next time I'll need it in a few years, I don't know, and put the right switch in. Wait, I can't just cast that aside so delicately. I need the frame off of it. Cool. So the switch for this one. I wonder if I could get away with this. I mean, I'm gonna put I don't have to put heat shrink on it. Let's see if it'll reach first. I'm gonna guess. I gotta go to the garage and get, no, I don't. I think I have what I need right here. Another good thing you want to do is when you're holding, yeah, I'm gonna do it. But before I do that, I'm gonna finish my sentence. So, is apply a lot of pressure to a closed fist, like this, when you're trying not to strip the screw. So just put as much pressure as you can, so that when you slip, it just kind of hacks into your hand meat, and then you got to visit the hospital. That's also recommended. Right, give me a second. I'm gonna go get a right screwdriver. That took less time than I thought. Yes, there we go. Ooh, this switch is classy. It uses the proper thread, fine thread bolts. None of this coarse threaded stuff from the 90s. What I remember the most from the 90s, well, I remember a lot of things from that time, but what I remember the most about working on these computers, I mean, you would almost never take them apart to this level, but sometimes you did. And when you did, the first thing you'd notice is this one's okay. This one's not bad. I mean, you can hear that. It's not Pumex, but it's substantial. Is the rough cuts, like the stamping machines that they used were just never sharpened. And yeah, if you're taking out an ISA card and it's getting, or even a PCI card then, and it's getting particularly hard to manage it, what I used to do is just put my hand on the DB connector, whichever it was, or whatever. So I'll show you what I mean. All right, like this. Put your finger on this, and as you're wiggling the card out, you put your finger on it and you pull it out. Except that when you did that, your finger slid into the now hole in the back of the case, which was cut by the dullest knife you've ever seen, which means the metal edges were quite sharp. Wait, that doesn't make sense. Anyways, the metal edges were sharp, and yeah, just 2 cuts, and blood. It's like, yeah, great. I remember that. Happened a few times. Wear gloves, I suppose. I don't know what was the solution for that. Just be careful. That's all it was. I mean, it depends on the expense of the card that you were taking out. If it was like a Voodoo 2 or something, you cut yourself. But if it was an IO card, we'll break that out. I mean, within reason, you don't want to damage the motherboard either. But and what am I? Oh, they're right there. So I wonder if those cables will reach here. And also, excellent soldering from last time. Meant that I don't have to redo this again. It's fixed forever. Run this cable. No, that's the right way to run it. A diskette popped out. That's interesting. Okay. That's gonna be a stretch. Okay, these are gonna have to get extended. Hooray. More soldering. Okay. More soldering means more cables. And more cables means I need more cables, and I don't have any. So we're gonna take a brief interlude. I don't even know what that means. I'm probably not using that correctly. And start cutting off wires. That's needed. Or we can cut them off inside where they won't short. Yeah, let's do that. Okay. This is just way too many wires. Should have done this the first time, but this is completely unplanned, unscripted. I'm just happy to work on something after just not working on it. I'm working on a friggin' research paper. Not even a research paper. What am I working on? Hate speech algorithm. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but I'm tired of sitting in the chair. I'm standing up right now. That's astounding. Okay. This is going to be good. We are going to eliminate all of this. The first thing we're going to do, cut that. And then that goes there. We don't, never, ever are we going to need SATA stuff. The stuff that we need is going to go, you know what, let's unwind everything. Man, I'm to the point, this is hilarious because I wanted to do I have fog lights for my friggin' Sonata. Like, who gives a shit about that car? But I don't know. I got the fog lights. I got the relay. It's all, I got the LED lights from AliExpress. And it's just like, when I was a teenager, I was like, whatever, just put these in. It's not a problem. But now I have to prioritize that task. It's like, all right, when can I actually do this? What's more important? And my kid isn't old enough yet to help me out with it and be intrigued by it. I mean, I can't give him tools. He'll just run off with them, right? Or he actually tries to use screwdrivers on things. He hasn't in a while, probably because he hasn't seen me do anything. But in any case, where I'm going with this is, completely unscripted. So if I'm making a lot of mistakes, you know what? I don't care. I'm making mistakes. Happy to be doing that. That was the part that involves thinking. If I cut that, I'll be able to relieve the pressure here. Will I be able to? I will have to go to the garage and get more of these things. You know what? Je ne vis qu'une seule fois. Alors, merde. Je vais couper le fil. All right. Oh, actually, that was great. That was great. So anything that's orange is not necessary for this computer. So first thing with an orange, you're gonna get cut. Cut. What's next? This one also. Now it's against the metal. There's 12 volts flying through here, and I don't want to necessarily leave it like that. I'm gonna have to cap these off somehow after. But for now, out. We got red also. Out. out, out. Okay, first thing of cables is out, and I keep these because you never know when they come in handy. So let's keep an eye on. I don't care about black too much. It just can get stuck back in there. What is it going to just go back to ground? It doesn't really matter. Oh, here's another one. Okay. Orange. Yellow. Black and black. And red. If anybody is joining us now, oh shit! I got somebody watching. Probably my wife. 안녕하세요, 선미 씨. Study for your exam. Yes. Why am I cutting up this power supply? It's a 400-watt power supply, made 3 years ago, bought for $20. So I mean, it's a nice unit, but I don't care that much for it. Okay, so this I don't need. This is going to be all right. So those two. Oh dear, that people there. Two more of these. And then all the black ones. Oh, easy. Okay. Let's make sure that we got this right. That one can go too. All of these. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, cool. Out. We are keeping this. We're not keeping this. This is also unnecessary. Now, what do we have left? Okay, well, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. Now, my issue is going to be with all these stemmed bits. Like, what do I do with them? That's quite a bit of. You know what? I can put some heat shrink over top of these stubs. For example, that I can probably just. Yeah, I can cut these all off. And then put a stub on that. Same with this. Same with that. All right. So we can ad hoc this somehow. I wonder, because these are all, can they all fit into one? Can I just ram it all in there? Is there a bigger one? There is a bigger one. Too big? Maybe this one? There's stuff inside of it? I don't know. Yes, that will do. That will do, and we're gonna make it longer, so that, I mean, it's safer. Length equals strength. Except, don't know where my lighter is. Oh, I need a better way to do this. All right, sorry, I'm just gonna do it this way. It's just easier to spread the heat around. Okay, that takes care of some of it. Could I get away with that? Or if I just put it there? I don't know. Let's see what we got. Black ones really aren't a threat, but we'll get them anyways. Now, I am willing to leave these short because they are tied in here, and they probably won't touch anything if I just bring them down to the bare minimum. To make sure they don't touch each other either. If you put a 5-volt rail down a 3.3, you'll blow the... Oh, well, I guess it won't matter because there's no 3.3 here. I mean, I don't know how these things precisely work, so I'm going to just do that. Yeah, we're going to just do that. These four, this can be put in here. We're going to use a green one because green is less popular than black. I don't mind wasting it on this. Actually, you know what? Let's just envelop them all. Yeah, that will work. Oh, kurwa, Rafał. Oh my god, I'm just noticing that now. Nice. I do occasionally look over at my screen. Oh man, it's been a while. How you been? So you're wondering what I'm doing here, probably? Just converting an ATX, an AT Pentium into an ATX power supply, and just taking care of a bunch of issues that have arisen with this machine over the years. No, dobrze, dobrze. Hopefully we can go get a beer at some point. That would be fantastic. Do you see this? Look at my head, man. That's all natural. Oh, that's it. You should see that in person. It looks like I'm homeless. Anyways, so what do we got here? This, that. Okay. I'm going to put this back together. Oh, wait a minute. That looks dangerous. That looks very, very not good. So we'll do the right thing and cut them right at the source where they can't touch anything else. Good. Good, and this kind of bothers me a bit too, because this can just ground out against the chassis. So I just finished the fuel beer for this episode myself. I was behind a computer wrap. I was behind a computer for 8 hours working on it, and then another 4 or 5 editing, the final report of a hate speech analyzer from one of my master's courses. I am just ready to hand that in right now. I mean, it's due tomorrow. We have to do some more editing to it. But come on. But yeah, I just wanted to do something, so I grabbed this power supply and totally unscripted. Like, I don't expect you to. What are we at? 123 or an hour and 23 minutes of me just messing around with these electronics. Lighting shit on fire. You know how it is. But yeah, just good times. What I like to do with these power supplies after the bulk of the weight actually is inside of here, not the wiring that I cut off. I'm just shake it around a bit, get all that crap out. Let's put that in here. Oh, maybe do something about this. Because if that touches the chassis, that's 5 volts. That's gonna not be nice. So we're just gonna snip it some more. And what actually might be a smart idea is to put some tape on it. No, it's not a speech analyzer. It's a hate speech analyzer. So basically, if you've ever been on Twitter, which is something I've not been on, I do have an account. I used it once. People can get pretty racy on there. And this thing basically it's not my idea. We used existing code. We just modified it specifically to not care too much about offensive speech, because whatever, we're not, I don't know what the word for that is. We're not, sticks and stones may break my bones. We are actually that, because whatever. But how it works is it takes, oh dear, can I explain this after working on it for 4 hours? It takes, texts, and then it applies, before it does sentiment analysis, it strips out all the superfluous characters, hashtags, happy faces, URLs, all that kind of crap. And then it takes what's left of that, and this is basic, right? It passes it through a sentiment analyzer, and then machine learning. We used logistic regression in our case because it seemed to have the best results for hate speech analysis. Oh, I didn't put that in there. Fucking-tastic. And yeah, then we just keep tweaking the parameters until we get an acceptable score. And there's many ways to look at it. There's standard F1 score, but we are not so concerned about that. We basically focused our study on hate speech per se, because in America, hate speech is protected by the Constitution, whereas in Canada it's illegal. So we based our findings we based our start point off of a Canadian or American study, which didn't put so much emphasis on it, but because in Canada that's illegal. Hate speech is illegal. We decided to just, pull our efforts together and put that together. So as you can imagine, there is a coding component to it, which I'm okay at. Then there's a written component, which I'm better at. So basically, today's session was just proofreading it, because we want to eventually submit this paper to actually have like a written paper as a, something you can put on your resume. Hey, I did this minor thing that, maybe some point somebody will care about it. Thing, but yeah, it's just nice to have. And yeah, so that's gonna be due in, what time is it now? 12:17 a.m. Nice. So that's due in 23 hours. So basically, I just have to edit that thing a little bit, and then it just gets submitted. All right, let's see if this blows up. Let's do a live test. Blow up my vintage computer online. That'll be hilarious. Yeah, so basically I just said, you know what, screw it. I'm going to grab a beer, and I'm going to take the system that's in my retro corner out. That is way too loud, and I need a power supply for something else that I'm building that's even older than this. So this is the retrofit. Now, should I run it live on this? You know what? Where's that hard drive? Oh yeah, no, dude, this is the second course of 10. I've got like 4 more years of this master's course. It's try raising a kid. Well, what am I talking about? Who am I talking to? Of course you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, it's all over the place, man. It's life. I mean, I'm grateful to be able to even do this. So there's that. It's good, and this is my celebration. I just stream a video about me putting an old computer together. So another thing that I'd like to point out, which is a professional move, is usually I use my teeth for this, but this time, that was easier. So we're gonna short these wires together, see if this hard drive turns on. The hard drive is turning on. And, oh, that's hilarious. I accidentally left the motherboard plugged in. So, oh, well, you know what? Great. That was a live shot. There it goes. You can see the computer is doing stuff. Great. That was unplanned. And if that didn't work, that would have ended badly, I think. So, nice. Good stuff. Oh, man. Run it live. You got your wish, man. It was an accident. Bracie. Man, I'll tell you something about that. All right, so what was accomplished tonight? Well, I'm not done. I'm going to finish the switch first. I'm pointing at something the camera can't see. What was accomplished? The fan decibel rating was dropped significantly. This is going to get soldered into that. We took a bunch of cables out of the power supply. In fact, this many cables were not needed to run this computer. Oh, wait, and that's now I remember. In my summary, I recall why I did this, because I need to extend these wires, and I don't have any wires, but now I do. So let's pick some wires that are probably going to be useless to me. SATA. This stuff. Well, you know what? Let's grab the SATA stuff. Fuck SATA. It's all too new for me. So we'll run a black one, and we'll run an orange one. So back to the summary. Other events for this build. Where was I? Yes, we're going to extend these cables, shrink wrap them, heat tube them, whatever you want to call it. I'm using my teeth here. I'm going to check it out. That's how it's done. Remember when I when I got braces the first time. And my mom saw me doing this, like not this, but similar things with my teeth, stripping wires with my teeth. My mom was like, "You know what? I didn't put $4,000 of whatever 1995 money." She didn't say that, but I'm quantifying it for you guys. It wasn't 95. It was like probably late 90s. I didn't put $4,000 of money in your mouth for you to strip wires with it. Use wire stripper. And then I'm like, no, this is just easier. Then even finish the sentence. Smack! Right? And I get it, but sometimes you just got to use those teeth. If you don't use them, don't you lose them, I guess? I guess that's how that works. I think that only works if you don't clean them. Anyways. Not sure where I'm going with this. Oh, back here. Yeah. This is the most tedious part. You know what's nice? When this is all done, you sit back and you turn it on and you play a game. And then you realize, do I have time to play a game? What am I doing with my life? But then you just play the game and it's nice. But then also you realize it's like April and it's warm outside. And I can just go outside and work on my car. Ha! Yeah, that happens. That's another thing. Oh my God, Rat, you got to hear about that. I bought another pony. It's in really good condition. It just needs the fuel tank dropped. Your bike? You still ride a bike? Trzeba użyć czasami zęby. Yeah, that's what it's for. You know, we're not omnivores or carnivores or anything like that. We need our teeth to rip out wire strips. Ściągnąć mu koszulę po polsku. Tak się to mówi. And that's pretty much what I've done here. But yeah. Prince of Persia is on this computer, I think. Yes, I'm pretty sure it is. Although this computer is much too new for that. I mean, it'll run it, but Prince of Persia's this computer is from like 1997, 1998. Prince of Persia's it's more suited to computers from I guess like 1990. So it runs on my 386 just fine. It'll run on this. I mean, I don't think I'd be able to show it to you tonight, but yeah, you know, when always got a bike or two. Nice. I've got 2 ponies. Well, what we have to do in that case is arrange some sort of meeting of like minds, I suppose. It's getting warmer, so I'm sure your bike is all tuned up. Are you up to the trip to Barrie? You can come up here at some point, just not now, because we're still all in exam mode and shit. Oh, what did I do? I broke the connector. Shit. But you can, yeah, we can figure something out. We can have a beer on my non-existent patio, which I have to build. You can park in my non-existent driveway, which I have to expand. We can chill out in my non-existent shed, which I have to build. Yeah, that's what's going to be happening. So, I broke one of the connectors, which is fine. I have more. But it's annoying because I have to solder a thicker wire on. Barrie is all right. You know what? I think it's pretty awesome. Why do I think it's awesome? Because there's literally a forest behind my house. Like, there's no bike. There are bike paths, but whatever. I mean, there's sidewalks also. I liked Brampton because there was a lot of parks in it. But this place is just like first of all, it's like 35 minutes away from my friend's cottage, which I maintain. And, you know, we'll be doing quite a bit of renovations. Not quite a bit, but like I gotta do stuff to it. So it's an excuse to first blood. Oh, where's the camera? Yeah, that's good. That happened when I stripped the. Oh, and is it coming out of here? Yeah, it's coming out of here. And that'll be a while before it clots because I've had a beer. But wait, what am I doing? This has to go this end of it. The hell was I talking about? Bearing? Yeah, no, it's just, I mean, it's good. It's, you're outdoors, it's, the people are fine, I guess. I mean, I don't miss Brampton for that regard, but yeah, there's a beach 8 minutes away. The forest is literally on my lunches. In the wintertime, I would take my kid out to the back and to the back woods, I suppose, and just we would, sled there. We'd just take our GT snow racer or whatever else I had. Mostly the GT. He liked the GT, and just kind of enjoy our time out there. And it wasn't super cold, to be honest with you. It snows a lot here. Like, there was a shit ton of snow. And my neighbor cleaned the driveway a lot for me. She's retired and just does nothing much to do. And she's cool, older. Has like, I don't know, 3 or 4 kids, and just chills out, likes to drink beer. So a lot of the times I'll just go over there and not a lot of the time, but occasionally I'll go over there and we'll have a couple beers. Just shoot the shit. You just sit in the garage because she has lawn chairs in the garage. It's a thing here, man. People have lawn chairs in their garage and they use their garages as like chilling pads. I find that really weird because my Matisse is in there being all like, "Why would you want to chill in here? This is my place." But yeah, it's just I guess it's just a different way. A lot of people do that around here. It's just a slower. Everyone's kind of just slows down and enjoys, I guess, life. That's what it's about. Although, my neighbor says, yeah, when I moved here first 20 years ago, it was a lot calmer, and now there's like a lot of traffic on the roads, and apparently there's a drug dealer down the street, and I'm just like, yo, my floor had like 4 drug dealers. I'll take somebody at the neighborhood, or I guess on the block, whatever, that like deals. I mean, as long as they're not dealing heroin or some other shit. But it's usually BMWs and stuff that pull up here. So, or to that house, which is apparently the drug house. I don't know. It's probably just teenagers. It's probably weed. I don't know why you would deal weed if you can just buy it from the government at this point. But, it is what it is. And this is the 4th time I'm resoldering this wire. Where is that wire? I gotta just make this a permanent fix. Okay. So this connects to that, that connects to this. This goes back over here. And I think we're ready. Okay. So that actually came out pretty good. I mean, I'll route it a little bit nicelier-ish, but for the time being, let's grab the power supply. We'll see if we can give Raph what he wants. See if we can get some Prince of Persia happening here. Alright, so I'm not going to bother connecting the floppy. I need to connect the hard drive. And that is done with a SCSI key. Okay, so let's just... I don't need the CD-ROM. I don't need the other CD-ROM. I don't need the floppy. I don't need the backup drive. I just need the hard drive. Okay. Hard drive. In. Okay, here we go. Here's the SCSI controller. That connects here. The other one connects to the hard drive. What orientation is this? Okay, good. That goes in there. That's in. This is in. Let's get some sound. Sound. Where is the sound? Here. Okay, where's my Sound Blaster card? I'm gonna guess that one. All right. Let's just do a systems check here. Let's make sure everything is where it should be. So that was unplugged. This is now plugged in, which means I can test my fan. Hard drive's in. Motherboard is connected. Power supply is in. Oh, I need a keyboard. Shit, where's that 486? Oh, right here. Okay, so we got a keyboard and my power supply analyzer thing. Okay. All right. Okay. Power's on. Let's do it. Okay, things are happening. Hard drive is turning on. All right, I'm going to move the camera over. All right. I can't believe how quiet this computer is. Wow. Oh, my front LED display doesn't work. Okay, we'll have to fix that later. SCSI drive C. Okay, let's just quick Shift F5 into the DOS. Come on, come on. Don't try to boot. Nice. All right. CD games. CD prints. All right. There we go. Oh, and there's sound. Is it PC speaker sound? It is. It didn't even detect the sound card. This is running off of the PC speaker. All right, I'm not really good at this game, so I think shift is to walk, jump. Okay, I know there's nothing up there, but I gotta get the sword before I fight the turban guy in the next one. I think I have to be careful here. Yeah, nice. I swung off that. Yeah, honestly, the sound effects do work a little bit better through Windows 98 because I have the AUS64 hooked up. Okay, how do you run? Like that? Okay. So I have to run over this thing. No! God damn it! I don't know how to run. Run is R? Raph, how do you run? Oh, not like that. Okay, so that's just walking. Shift or jump. There's a way to jump, like dash across. Shift. Yeah, I'm trying shift. And shift is for like if you hold down shift, you kind of crawl over. You know, you edge on over, right? So, what if you hold it down? A. X. Oh wait, what's that? What did I just do there? C, V. Hey, you look it up for me? I mean, shit, I can just do it myself. Run in Prince Persia. Of course, it's going to show me videos as I'm making one. How do you run on the wall in Prince of Persia? Can I run Prince of Persia? Dash? Is it called dashing? You know what? Prince of Persia commands. Reload, restart. Okay, let me all the rows here. Climb up, crouch down, run, left, right. Just left or right? Jump. Oh, space. Okay, let's try that. So if I'm... No, up is... I need to be able to jump over that stupid thing. So that's jump, pull yourself up. God damn it! I mean, anyways, whatever. It's on there. It's too bad the Sound Blaster isn't working, but still. I don't even know how to get out of this game, so I'm just going to Control-Alt-Delete this thing. But yeah, I mean, it sounds a lot quieter. It's just, I mean, I suppose I'll put the rest of this together later, tomorrow maybe, but the bulk of the work is done, thanks to the excellent soldering skills I have here. The fans are nice and quiet now, especially that CPU cooling fan. That thing was just ridiculously loud. And this, now that it's stripped of most of its excess wiring, it's good. I have enough to hook up all of my accessories, and then I have even more here, but I only have one small Molex for... Oh yeah, but we said that... Oh no, there's another one! Sweet! I have everything I need. I just got to put it together nicely. And figure out why the front case panel isn't working. So I'm just going to let that boot into Windows for no reason at all. I don't even have a mouse here. And yeah, just try to see why my front panel doesn't work. And now that I've started the process, I can't stop, because you never turn off Windows when it's booted. I mean, you could, but probably nothing bad will happen. Well, that was spontaneous. That was nice of you to show up. That actually made it worthwhile, because otherwise I was like, what am I doing this for? I mean, I would have enjoyed it anyways, but yeah, there's no PS2 mouse. That's fine. So the accelerator is working. I mean, that should all be fine. None of the drivers were changed, so just want to quickly turn this off once it lets me do so. Oh, now the Sound Blaster works. Let's do nothing. I don't have a mouse. All right, turn this off. Shut down. And before you go, Raph, have a look at the actual computer. I mean, whatever. You could probably just see it when you come over. It's also good. But yeah, I don't know. I really like it. It's kind of a cool thing to have. I mean, that's the front of it. So yeah, this stopped working. I'm pretty sure I know why. So I'm going to end the video here, and I'm going to play around with the wiring and button this thing up. And the moral of the story is, I don't know, it takes 2 hours to put a power supply in. I don't know. This thing is really messy. It's always been kind of a handful. Oh, well, that's why the front LCD panel isn't working. This isn't connected. And what did I just do? I wrapped all this stuff up neatly. Yeah, well, you know what? I'm going to off-camera undo this and put it all nicely together. Dobra, bracie, trzymaj się. I wy wszyscy też się trzymajcie. Dziękuję za tune in i wiesz, no tam 3 osoby oglądają w tej chwili, jedna z nich to pewnie moja żona. Zaraz tam wrócę, kochanie, zrób sobie przerwę. Rafał, no spoko, że byłeś, gościu. It's very nice. Very nice. I like a random surprise on Wednesday evening, or it's Thursday morning now. Yes, anyways, now I'm talking like a Russian. Dobra, everybody, peace out. I'll see you on the next one. End.